Life is one of those things that has a tendency to teach us a lesson even when we do not particularly feel like learning it. You wake up in the morning and look into the mirror to realize that the person who stares back at you is not the same person that you once knew and loved. Oh, I Perhaps there are a few more creases around the edges of the eyes and maybe even a realization that going up the stairs takes a little bit of wind out of you. These are merely reminders that even though we are physically strong and able-bodied, our bodies are not invincible and will inevitably need to be fixed every now and then for it to last the next day, and the next, and the next. Perhaps you take a glance at your financial account and then realize that the knot that continues to reappear every now and then in the pit of your stomach has something to do with never meeting the financial goals that you set for yourself many years ago, to which the truth of the matter is that it is not an uncommon phenomenon, since a healthy and wealthy life are merely two sides of the same coin that affect each other in ways that most of the time remain unidentified to many until it is simply too late to do anything but take notice of it, therefore, and then proceed to study it intently. Consider a time when you have actually felt energized and alive. Think back on that experience of waking up feeling refreshed and ready to take on whatever the day may bring. And contrast this feeling with those days when you have no choice but to drag yourself out of bed and rely on a third cup of coffee before noon and then find yourself counting the hours until you can fall back into bed. The difference between the two experiences is more than just a matter of feeling good or feeling bad. Rather, it has a drastic effect on your ability to think and act on a whim and seize the opportunity of a lifetime, because if your body isn't feeling right, chances are you might either in a brilliant new business plan or stock market opportunity passes you by because you don't have the mental energy to act on it. The relationship between physical vitality and financial success is not some esoteric idea where you believe in the law of attraction and manifestation, and then magic happens, and your productivity soars, and your bank account grows accordingly to your manifestation practices, and following your favorite guru's advice to visualize your success and your business and career and everything in between to achieve your goals and dreams by merely following your heart and your intuition and believe in magic and manifesting your way to success, and success will magically install. And with computers and technology, manifesting and manifesting and manifesting your ways to financial success and 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 success with your intuition and heart and 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 technology and computers and technology and computers and technology and computers and technology and computers and technology, computers and computers and technology and computers and computers and technology and computers and computers and technology and computers 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 and computers. Ways that seem nearly magical when you see them for yourself. It has nothing to do with slaving away or having to choose between supporting your health versus supporting your wallet. Oh? Rather, it has everything to do with realizing that these two elements of life interrelate with one another in such a way that they create either a downward cycle or an upward cycle, depending upon the choices that you make. But let me show you how this problem and how you approach your daily routine might just shift your perspective on things. Every day you wake up with a credit and debits of energy, focus, and willpower. Consider those as currencies you are playing with throughout the day. The more you undermine your health through poor eating habits, poor exercise, and poor sleeping habits, you are essentially left every day to start from scratch, leaving you penniless in the most critical currency. Oh. Oh. You go through your day dazes, like, and impaired in the brain. And by the time the day progresses, you are left running on fumes, relying on stress hormones and caffeine to get through the day. Oh. Then, how quickly are you going to successfully negotiate the raise in your job? How quickly are you going to spot that great business opportunity? And how quickly are you going to practice poverty and savings and not get swayed by impulsive purchases? It is $1 million question, and the answer is very obvious. What I think now about a different scenario where you consider your health as a means and an end unto itself, something you do not see as a luxury that you get after you achieve your other dreams and desires, and something that you should be trying to attain as soon as possible. Oh, I go to bed early enough in order for your body to get the 7 to 8 hours that it needs, in order for your body and soul to be restored and renewed for another day. And when you get up, do this without an alarm clock and with enough rest and refreshment that you feel replenished and renewed and ready for another day. And that you kick things off by getting your body moving in inappropriate, and that you give your body what your body needs, which is proper fuel for your engines, which ought not be processed and prepackaged fast food that sends your blood sugar on a roller coaster, and instead should be enough healthy food that gives you sustained power and vitality that lasts you throughout your day and your life as your dreams and your ambitions. Wow. Thus, by the time you settle down and get down to work on any project that you might pursue, you are operating on a completely different plane compared to when you get by on scraps and neglect your dreams and your ambitions, and settle for less and for second best, and watch as you take on your dreams and your ambitions and your projects, and watch as you take on your dreams and your work and your life. Financial costs of this paradigm shift should not be underestimated. In particular, there is a clear cost savings in not experiencing medical issues resulting from poor health. Issues with the heart, blood sugar, obesity, and stress-generated ailments run a person tens of thousands of dollars over a lifetime. And this is in the event they are able to procure insurance. As it is, a major medical event will deplete a person's hard-earned savings in a matter of months, even years if they lack insurance. It is not only cheaper to address one's medical ailments in a preventative manner, it is also far less expensive. Every dollar you spend on maintaining your personal health is a dollar that stays in your own pockets rather than lining the pockets of a hospital, pharmaceutical concern, or medical corporation. However, the value of prevention or the avoidance of illness is merely the tip of the iceberg, and to be frank, the least impressive aspect of the entire bargain. Oh. The true alchemy occurs when you consider just how productive, creative, and efficient you will become when you are able to think and move at peak level. Research has indicated that regular exercise has a positive effect on intellectual functioning, memory, creativity, and focus. This is not a peripheral boost we are discussing, rather a doubling or tripling of productivity for the same amount of time spent working. Wow. Think of being able to do in 4 hours what you could do in 8, because you are able to think more clearly and think harder for longer periods of time because you are at peak levels. And that, my friend, is the reality for those who put a high value on their own health. Take a look at how your career or business might be affected. Wow. When you enter a meeting or a negotiation full of pizzazz, confidence, and mental clarity, people take notice. They respect you without your having to ask for it. You are a person who thinks on your feet and counters challenges well while portraying the image of a person who has his or her life together. Hey. Wow. Just compare how people react to you if you are fatigued and distracted and appear to be struggling to keep your head above water. Advancements are given to people who appear to be able to handle additional duties. Business arrangements are settled when the opposing individual trusts you to get the job done. Oh. Opportunities will come your way if people feel you have the energy and mental clarity to take advantage of them. Either you're healthy or you're not, and your health carries a message about your abilities regardless of your intentions, and it impacts your compensation. Then there is the underrated element of longevity in your career. Hey. Burning out at the age of 40 because you destroyed your health in your 20s and 30s means that you forfeit your most lucrative years. Your most productive years, the ages of 40, 50, and 60 and beyond. No. When you're stuck with poor health or sent into early retirement because your body no longer can keep up, you forfeit this critical stage. The individual who takes care of their health does more than live longer. They live more productive years. These years directly correlate into your paycheck. Wow. But in the context of our financial choices, I'd like to discuss the impact that your physical conditions have on the process. Have you ever noticed that you've made rash purchases or made financial decisions that weren't in your best interest when you're tired, hungry, or stressed? Trust me, this isn't simply the nature of your personality. It's actually simple neuroscience. When your physical conditions are depleted, your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain that is capable of making sound financial decisions, isn't working the way that it should. This results in you engaging in impulsive or reaction-based behaviors. It's why you end up ordering dinner when you know that you should have made the healthy meal that you've been planning on cooking. Oh. It's why you buy the things that you don't need. And it's why you procrastinate on making sound financial decisions, like checking on your budget or doing research on your investment choices. All of these behaviors effectively build on each other, leading to financial results that simply seem mysterious at first, but in reality are easily predictable. Hey. But on the other hand, when you are sleeping well, eating right, and exercising your body regularly, your mind functions like it should. You can delay a pleasure, think ahead, and then make a decision that is in line with what your long-term plans are, and not what your instant desire is. This clarity and willpower are priceless when it comes to accumulating wealth. Now, it is the difference between buying assets that increase in value over time and buying things that lose value over time. It is the difference between inadvertently saving money from each paycheck that comes in compared to living from paycheck to paycheck, even if your income is fairly reasonable. No. It is the difference between staying the course when the market takes a downturn compared to selling in a frenzy during the worst time. Let's move on to handle another objection that might have occurred while you read the above points. You might have been thinking that keeping your health on track means investing time and money that you are currently unable to spare. Well, you are busy with your job and are struggling to meet your ends and build your business, and the last thing on your mind is exercising and following all other healthy habits that might seem viable on paper, but are totally unrealistic for someone like you who is busy and running on a shoestring budget. It is all about calculating the cost effectively. No! When you invest your time in health practices, you lose that time, but end up gaining even more time back through your efficiency and extra energy. The time you invest in fitness may appear like an hour lost at your workplace, but if it increases your productivity by 20% during your working hours, you actually end up gaining. And the additional dollar you invest in healthy food rather than unhealthy processed food may appear costly at first. But if you compute how much you save through your lower visits to doctors and how much additional time you get to look for additional dollar sources and improve your decision-making skills, you actually receive an enormous return. Wow. The return on investment for health practices is very high, and at times people don't compute it effectively because of how it's valued through different aspects of life. Instead of a single simple figure, I will illustrate this with real-world examples. Consider an individual who chooses to go for a 30-minute walk each morning before going to work. Oh. Hey. The cost for this activity is nothing but a time investment with no equipment needed. Soon enough, this individual realizes that they are sleeping better with a refreshing wake-up call. This results in higher energy levels during the day, ensuring that they are even more productive while working. The stress levels decrease, ensuring a better relationship with clients and employees. 6 months pass by, and this person receives a promotion. Their boss admits that this promotion could have been awarded because this person appeared to have been full of energy and competence within those months. Thousands of dollars a year have been earned because of this walking routine, with this person still oblivious to this correlation due to its hidden nature. Oh. Or think about the individual who chooses not to drink alcoholic beverages, which many individuals use as a means of relaxing, but in reality impacts the ability to sleep soundly and think clearly. They save directly the cost of the alcohol, which for some individuals could easily amount to $100 or more a month. Oh. Hey. The larger savings lie within their improved sleep patterns, which in turn translate to improved decision-making, resulting in fewer impulse purchases, improved work performance, and improved relationships as well. Wow. Within a space of 1 year, this individual not only conserves over $1,000, but also earns additional income from improved work performance and shelters from financial inconsequential activities carried out during ingestion or recovery from the same alcoholic intoxicating activity. While these examples seem trivial or anecdotal, they embody an underlying truth that translates to every level of earnings and every life circumstance. Physical condition impacts mental condition, which impacts decision-making, which impacts results, which impacts net worth. This domino effect is foolproof and impossible to evade. Hey, you can't jump past the initial stages of this process and reach the end goal purely by grit of determination or brilliance of financial planning. This route has to be sound, and that route is health. Now it is time to discuss the practices that lay the groundwork for this, and how these can be done in a practical manner that actually works on people who live in the real world. And this is a matter of recognizing that it is not necessary to be perfect, and that a series of baby steps can lead to extraordinary results. There is no need to become a gym buff or a nutrition expert. It merely requires getting it right most of the time. Sleep is almost certainly the most critical factor, and also the one most readily abandoned in a quest for productivity or entertainment. Oh. The science here is unequivocal about one thing. You need between 7 and 8 hours a night of good sleep if you want to be working at peak levels. Not 5 hours, not a power nap, and a bucket of coffee, but actually sleeping and allowing your brain and body a chance to do the maintenance work necessary if you want to keep functioning at a high level. Oh. When you shortchange yourself on sleep, You are effectively making a conscious decision to function at a suboptimal level in every aspect of your life. Your decision-making facility becomes impaired. Your emotional control becomes shaky. Your physical competence becomes compromised. And your health becomes compromised too. Why? In order to find a few more hours a day, hours which you actually spend less effectively than if you were well rested. It is a simple solution, but what it requires is acknowledging sleep as an absolute priority rather than something you accomplish in what free time you may have. I'll determine what your bedtime is going to be, which will grant you 8 hours before you have to wake, and work it back to give you a routine of sorts to help you unwind. It means turning lights out, turning off electronics, perhaps reading or stretching, ensuring it is a sleep-conducive room. Yes, it may mean sacrificing a late-night TV episode fest, perhaps a late night of work, but returns on investment for sleep far outweigh what they claim to gain. Movement is the next foundation, and this is also where many people find themselves mired in overthinking. You don't need a fancy gym membership or a trainer, nor do you need hours of free time every day in order to move your body in ways that can hugely improve your health and energy. Walking is free, doesn't require any skills, and is an incredible foundation if you can commit every day. Their goal should always be a minimum of 30 minutes each day, and if you can put in an hour, this is even better. If you find walking is just plain dull, use it as an opportunity to tune into podcasts and audiobooks that can teach you things about finance, business, and skills for your industry. Now you can extend your foundation of health into a foundation of knowledge as well. Now, if you have the interest and ability to incorporate more structured exercise, basic strength training a few days a week is what you should aim for. You don't have to invest in any expensive equipment for this either. Activities such as push-ups, squats, and planks will work wonders for you, and this can all be done from wherever you are in the world. You are not trying to become some kind of bodybuilder, but work towards retaining your muscle mass, bone density, and strength as you age. This physical ability directly correlates to your ability to have energy for an entire lifetime and continue to be productive for decades to come. Each year that you can stave off the loss of your physical ability is effectively another year of full productivity and enjoyment of your life. Nutrition is where things get contentious because everybody has a point of view and the nutritional advice world has made things complicated. I will provide a simplified version with a wealth of well-accepted foundational principles. Eat a diet made up of whole foods that your great-grandmother could point to in the jungle and say that is a piece of food. In this group, vegetables, fruits, good quality proteins, good fats, and whole grains if your stomach agrees. Cut down on processed foods and those with names that have lots and lots of ingredients with names the chemist sitting cross-legged on a mat in a research center in Kampala has no idea how to say. Cut down on sugar, probably the most destructive part of the modern diet. Drink water instead. Please notice here that none of these steps call for expensive organic specialty foods or elaborate meal plans. In fact, shopping the perimeter of the grocery cart to acquire the fresh foods will save money over placing the foods from the middle of the cart into your cart. Dinner tonight, home cooking will save hundreds of dollars per month over eating out at a restaurant and will not call for gourmet cooking skills to prepare healthy meals consisting of protein, vegetables, and a healthy starch in 20 minutes, a figure significantly lower than eating out and having to pay convey charges to and from your home for your meal. The The stress management component is, in many ways, the most overlooked part of the equation, but is definitely the most critical in regards to both health and wealth. Stress will destroy your health in numerous ways, and it will destroy your wealth in the same manner. How? It leads to poor decisions in both your health and wealth, and you will also find yourself avoiding dealing with either part of the equation because you are overwhelmed, and will turn to whatever method you choose in order to cope. You do not have to spend money to cope with stress. You could just do something that will keep you relaxed and focused. Oh no. You could practice meditation for free and in just 10 minutes a day. You could spend time in nature for free too, and get rejuvenated and refreshed for free in the process too. You could also spend time with friends and family for free and get their love and support for free in the process too. You could do something that will give you a chance to fulfill and satisfy yourself for free too. Well, the key common to all of these health strategies is that they do not require spending lots of money and lots of time if you go about them the rational way. They just require that you change your priorities and understand that your health is not something that exists apart from your goals of wealth, but is instead the foundation on which all your goals of wealth are built. Hey, each hour of sleep, each walk taken, each healthy meal eaten, and each stress-relieving activity is building your power to make money. All right. Now let's discuss more specifically the kinds of wealth building that work particularly well in tandem with a strong health foundation. The first principle is to ensure that you are maximizing your earnings, which will be a whole lot easier if you are able to tap into the kind of energy, focus, and confidence that comes from taking care of yourself. This could include going on to further education that makes you a more attractive candidate for higher paying jobs. Hey. It could include launching a home business that creates additional income streams for you to access. It could include working to renegotiate higher salaries at your present employment. All of these efforts are going to take initiative, hard work, and a clear head, which is why they are going to work a heck of a lot better if you are coming at them from a place of physical and bodily vigor. Take the side business idea, for example, the entrepreneurial option that is more available than ever through the power of the internet age. This side business could involve freelance consulting, the development of digital products, and so on and so forth for any number of different business ideas that you might choose to pursue. Through this side business venture and these side income streams, you are able to build your way towards your financial goals much quickly than if you were simply relying on your day job for your financial success. However, the reality is that the ability to build and create this side business venture while working your day job is much more difficult than many people really even care to acknowledge. It takes time and work in other areas. It takes effort beyond what your job requires. It takes visibility with the people who can give you opportunities. It takes continuous improvement. It takes a lot of hard work. This is very difficult if all you're trying to do is get through the day without falling over. It is easier if you have real reserves and your faculties are clear enough that you can see what is ahead and plan for it. To get a promotion or get the higher paying job, it takes more than what your job requires. It takes visibility with the people who can give your opportunities. It takes continuous improvement. It takes a lot of work. This is difficult if what you want to do is get through the day without falling over. Wow. This will work if your faculties having optimized your earning capacity, saving or investing wisely becomes the next step, in which again your physical and mental condition helps significantly. Saving money entails certain amounts of discipline, which forms a part of your mental capital that keeps dwindling throughout the day to be replenished when you sleep adequately or when you take proper care of yourself. Now, a person lacking adequate sleep or tiring his or her physique lacks any amount of discipline when it comes to money, hence overspending despite knowing that they should not be doing that. A person taking proper care of his or her health has more discipline in his or her system, making it simpler for that person to stick to his or her budget. Oh. Investing is a matter of knowing what you can live with and what you can't, and that involves dealing with feelings, Faber says. Emotions work all day in your background and your subconscious, and managing emotions is part of what it means to be a thinking creator and a thinking decision maker. All those skills that let you live with uncertainty and think for the long term, despite what happens in the short term, are what Faber calls executive function. And for those functions, your prefrontal cortex needs to be operating in a fully functional way, which means you need your sleep and your diet and your stress levels under control. Hey. Well, if you're a panicking seller during a market crash, Peter Bernstein explains, more often than not, you are a person whose physical needs aren't being taken care of. And therefore, the key to it all is to develop a positive feedback cycle where improved health enhances wealth creation and vice versa. Well, the first step would be to institute healthier habits that cost little to nothing. Getting improved sleep patterns, walking around regularly, preparing homemade meals, and practicing stress management techniques. These will boost your vitality and energize your mind, an outlook to enable you to tackle even bigger tasks in your profession because of increased productivity and efficiency. Now, your mastery of this area will translate to improved financial luck in terms of an increased income or simply sound financial choices and judgment. With your income rising and your financial position improving, you will be able to devote even more resources to improving your personal health. Oh. Perhaps you will be able to spend more on better eating, a gym membership, or a nutritionist training coach. Perhaps you will be able to cut back your work schedule slightly in order to spend even more time on physical activity and preparing healthy meals. Perhaps you will be able to move to a neighborhood where you can walk, or perhaps even to an even optimal location with respect to work, cutting back on the time spent commuting. The length of time it takes to notice the effects of this approach depends on your current situation, but in general, people notice marked differences in a short period of time. The overall level of energy improves within weeks of improving your sleep and eating habit. Your mental clarity and ability to focus will radically change in a month or two of adhering to this approach. Noticing differences in your finances takes a matter of months, as your changed behavior has a compounding effect and your productivity increases your overall income. Now, the great thing about this approach is that it gets easier while you're doing it, not harder. When you're creating wealth because of your own strength of character, but not taking care of your health, you're fighting your own battles every step of the way. You're exhausted, you're miserable, and all that propels you forward is your grit and determination. Well, you can do that for a while, and then one of two things will likely happen. You'll reach the end of your rope, or you'll crash and burn. When you build your wealth on the foundation of health, you're working alongside your strengths instead of against them. You're full of energy, you're feeling great, and your results just come more easily because you're operating on all cylinders. And then there is a psychological aspect which should not be overlooked. By taking care of your health, you essentially send a signal to yourself that you are an investment-worthy individual, you deserve to feel good, and you are creating a life, not simply existing. This change in mindset influences all other areas of your life. Now you make decisions in an abundance mindset rather than a scarcity mindset. Instead of survival, now you are working towards improving your future. Your confidence is going to attract other opportunities too. It is hard to quantify these benefits, but they play a substantial role in shaping your path in both areas, health as well as wealth. Oh. The skeptical individual is encouraged to try this out and do it as an experiment for 3 months, focusing on the health aspects of sleeping, moving, eating, and managing stress. The individual is also asked to focus on the health and productivity gains, income, savings rate, and overall financial progress. Well, the author explains that most people, after conducting the experiment, are surprised by the improvements in the overall financial condition once they realize that health is, in fact, a form of success and not a sacrifice for achieving success. The consequences could not be graver, since the alternative to this way of life will only lead to a grim destiny. Instead, keep on with your health for your wallet philosophy, and you may build up some cash, but it will only be to pay for your healthcare needs, and then you will not even have the vitality to enjoy your wealth, and to top it all off, might not even live long enough to enjoy your money anyway. Oh no. There are many graves out there occupied by those people who work their way to financial success by giving everything away, only to discover too late in life that without their health, their wealth would not matter anyway. Begin this evening by going to bed 30 minutes early. Tonight, tomorrow morning, take a 15-minute walk before beginning your work routine. Prepare one meal at home, composed of real, actual food, rather than eating out at a restaurant or ordering pizza delivery. These small changes appear no doubt minuscule, trivial even, but are actually the start of a revolutionary shift in every aspect of your life. Your body and health will better itself. Your energy levels will boost. Your mind acutely becomes clearer and more acute. And the finances, too, will follow suit in a manner utterly disconcerting, almost magical, purely through the attention and maintenance of the very underpinning. It's not a quick fix or a magic solution for all of life's problems. It's a way of thinking based on how our bodies and minds work and how money actually functions. It's effective because it's in line with how humans actually operate, instead of trying to go against what comes naturally. It's sustainable because it's going to make you feel better, not worse. Oh no. It's doable because it doesn't require perfection or optimal conditions, but rather paying attention to simple things that can be put into place by anyone, no matter what your situation. The choice is yours, but the clock is ticking. Each day that passes is another day of operating at partial capacity, making poor decisions and missing out. Each day that passes is another day that your health worsens while your economic potential languishes unrealized. On the bright side, each day that passes also offers another opportunity to begin anew, to make differently, to start building that positive feedback loop of health, begetting wealth, of wealth, begetting health. Begin today, begin modestly, begin nonetheless. Your future self will be in your debt for the investment you make in this moment in building the healthiest, wealthiest, and most empowered version of yourself that you can.